Hey y'all, it's Trina coming back in to do another, I guess, video diary. And if you noticed, I've grayed out the color because that's basically how I'm feeling at the moment. Those of you who personally know me know that as of Monday, my son will be entering the United States Navy. And he's going to be training to be a launch and recovery specialist for the Navy, which means he will be responsible for taxiing the fighter jets out of their park position onto the runway, and he'll be clearing the jets for takeoff. And then when they come back onto the aircraft carrier, he will taxi them back into the park position, and then he'll be trained to be responsible for fueling the jets, maintaining the jets. Something needs to be fixed on it, he'll be a mechanic learning how to fix and repair the fighter jets. The only thing he won't do or be responsible for is what did he tell me? The only thing he won't be responsible for is arming the jets. There's a specific group of individuals that are being trained to do nothing but arming the jets, because that's serious. I mean, if one slip of the finger or you don't arm it right, and that jet is like rumbling, that freight carrier, and that bomb falls off of that jet, it'll kill everybody on the ship and anything around it. So yeah, that's the only thing that he won't be doing. So anyway, I'm on Facebook, and he sends a message, on his wall stating that, counting down just a few more days. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to miss my baby. Because what's going to happen is Monday he checks in to MEPS, and then he takes his final physical, and then they take all the new recruits to whatever hotel. I think he said they're going to be staying at a Marriott in Seattle. And then first thing Tuesday morning, they get on a flight to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, to begin boot camp training, which will last for 9 weeks. And then as soon as he completes boot camp, then he graduates and then goes on to A school in Florida. So that's where he'll start learning, his job or what he's going to be doing for the Navy. Anyway, so I'm kind of depressed about that, because now we won't even be in the same state anymore. And he's my only child, and I'm gonna miss him. But anyway, the next thing I see on Facebook, he sends me a personal message and says, Mom, how would you feel if me and Isabella got married? Isabella is Christian's girlfriend. They've been together for almost 10 months now. They met in Washington, D.C. When did Christian go to Washington, D.C.? I think he went in the year he graduated, in 2011. He went to a college career conference in Washington, D.C., and that's where they met. And she now she'll be entering her junior year at Washington University, the University of Washington, UW is what we call it here in Washington State. And so he's like, how would you feel if we got married? Well, first of all, my heart dropped, because my baby's only 19. He's not ready to get married. I mean, he has his whole life ahead of him. Why would he be in a rush to get married? So I'm thinking, oh, I bet you anything, I bet you any amount of money, his girlfriend is pregnant. And so she's pressuring him to marry her. So I sent him a message. I say, oh my goodness. I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, is she pregnant? And then he responds to me and goes, no, she's not pregnant. We're in love with each other, and we just thought it'd be a good idea for me, for us to get married before I leave. So then I'm like, okay, I reply to him. I'm like, okay, can we Skype tonight? Is there any way we can Skype each other where I can see, all of three of us can see each other face to face, so we can talk about this? Because we need to talk. So he's like, yeah. So 8 o'clock comes around, they both get online, and I'm like, Isabella, I go, I'm going to ask you myself, woman to woman, tell the truth and shame the devil, are you pregnant? And she goes, no. I'm like, are you sure? She goes, yeah. She goes, I just had my period. I'm not pregnant. I'm like, okay. Then why are you pressuring Christian to marry you? I mean, you both are 19. You haven't finished school yet. He's just entering the Naval Academy. I mean, y'all got lots of things to do. Y'all have plenty of time to run off and get married and stuff. Why is there such a rush right now? I mean, is it an issue of, you don't want to lose him? And so the only way to keep in control of him or to keep him is to marry him. I mean, are you afraid he's going to go out there and meet some new chick and then kick you to the curb? I mean, I don't know. I mean, seriously, I'm like, what is the deal here? Why is there such a rush? And she's like, I don't know. I just love him a lot. And, I just think, that, it would be good for us to get married and stuff. I love him. I don't want to lose him. He's my best friend. And I'm like, okay, Christian. I said, I go, have you gotten on your knees and asked her to officially marry you? He goes, no. I'm like, okay, have you even talked to her parents about wanting to take her hand in marriage? He goes, no. I'm like, Isabella, have you talked to your parents about wanting to marry Christian? She goes, no. I go, has Christian even met your parents? She goes, yeah, they met him. I said, do they know that you guys are serious enough about each other to want to get married? She goes, no. I'm like, well, you might want to have that conversation. I mean, seriously, I mean, this, I said, I go, if you guys go off and do this, I say, you're cheating everybody. You're cheating me out of the opportunity to see my son, get married in an official ceremony. I go, Isabella, you're cheating your parents out of the wonderment of watching their daughter walk down the aisle and be presented to Christian to marriage. I mean, I don't know anything about you. I mean, I barely know enough about you. I don't know a lot about your family. I go, you don't know very much about Christian outside of meeting me once. I mean, it's like, I mean, you too, when you guys get to making decisions about what you're going to do, you got to think, the decisions you make not only are going to affect you two, but it's going to affect your families. I go, Isabella, if you marry Christian, you're not only marrying Christian, you're marrying his family. You're marrying me, you're marrying my mom, you're marrying my dad, you're marrying my uncle, you're marrying our family. Christian, you're not only marrying Isabella, you're marrying Isabella's mom and dad, her sister, her aunts and uncles. You're marrying everybody in that family. And if y'all don't do this right, it's going to be hard for both of the families to acclimate, together. You know what I mean? Especially you two coming from two different backgrounds. Now, Isabella she says that she's Mexican, but if you were to go on Facebook and look at her, she looks like she's Eastern Indian. She has that exotic Eastern Indian look about her, and she says, no, I'm Mexican. And I'm like, are you sure? And the reason why I asked that is because Isabella is adopted, that her mom and dad aren't her biological mom and dad. So I'm thinking, I'd wager to guess, what her nationality really is. But anyway, she's a beautiful girl, but that's neither here or there. I digress. Anyway, I'm just speaking, on the backgrounds and stuff. It's just things need to be done properly if the transition into, fusing the families are going to work. I think things need to be done properly is, I guess, the point I'm trying to make here. But anyway, then y'all, I asked them about, I said, have you guys talked about, like, where you gonna live? What about children? Have you guys talked about how, if you guys get married, how many kids you want to have? And Christian goes, yeah, we've been talking about that. And yeah, her number and my number aren't even remotely close. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, well, she goes, I want 5 kids. I almost fell out of my seat, y'all. I was like, oh my God. I was like, do you know how much it costs to raise a child in this time and age? I go, for one child from infancy up until the age of 18 costs about $200,000. I don't include sending them to college. That's just getting them from the time you have them to the time they turn 18. $200,000 it costs to raise a kid, one kid, and you want 5. So y'all gonna need about $1 million to raise 5 children to 18. I go, Christian, do you want 5 kids? Because Christian's a singleton. I only have 1 child. That's all I wanted. I wanted the 1 kid. Christian's had been afforded lots of things because he's able to pretty much get whatever he wants. If he asked me for something, I relatively 99.99% was able to make it happen for him because he's the only child. Christian wants a $150 pair of Air Jordans. I can make that happen all day, every day, no problem. Christian wanted his Xbox. I can make that happen all day, every day, no problem. He wanted that Sony flat screen in his room. I can make that happen all day, every day, no problem. But if he had a brother or sister that was in the picture, there's no way he would be able to get half the stuff that he got or the luxury items that he got, because I wouldn't have been able to afford it. So there are advantages to being a singleton versus having, multiple kids, because when you have multiple kids, you do for one, you got to do for all of them. So, but anyway, so I asked Christian, I was like, Christian, so how many kids do you want to have? He puts up his hand and goes, 1. I'm like, yeah. I go, now that's a big difference. That's a big jump from 1 to 5. And he's like, yeah, I know. And I was like, Christian, I said, are you wanting to really get married right now? Or are you wanting to get married just, when the time is right? He goes, I love her and I want to marry her, but just not right now. I was like, Isabella, did you hear that? I go, did you hear what he just said? He says he loves you and he wants to marry you, but just not right now. He wants to do it when the time is right. So can you please allow him? You see, what she's doing is she's trying to, pressure him now. Forget what he wants. She wants what she wants. And so, you know what I mean? So anyway, so I get on the phone with my sister, and she's like, Trina, it's my sister that I'm talking about we have the same dad but different moms. So she's like, she goes, your mom, she goes, Trina, she goes, I can tell that your mom raised you, you've had a very sheltered life, and you see life through rose-colored glasses. Everyone's good and wonderful, and no one's bad or have ill intentions and stuff, and that's all nice and good, but that's dangerous. She goes, me, on the other hand, she goes, I'm the complete opposite of that. I'm very jaded. I jump right to the bad before I see the good, and I'm thinking this chick has got ulterior motives. Maybe she's trying to get his military check. I was like, what? Trying to get his military check for what? How could she even get it unless he's giving it to her? Well, evidently, y'all, if you marry someone who's in the military, whether they're in the Army, Navy, Marines, National Guard, whatever, if you get married and your monthly stipend or whatever amount of money they give you a month and you're married, your money goes home to your spouse. The money don't go to you into your account. The money goes home to your spouse. So my sister's thinking she got ulterior motives. So anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm talking to them, right? And I'm trying to, tell them, to, take their time. Both of them are only 19 years old. She needs to finish school. Christian needs to finish, aviation school and figure out what branch of the Navy he wants to be in so he can start his military career. And, once they've both done that, then they can come together and decide, when and how they want to get married and start having children and stuff and all of that. So y'all just pray for me. I hope he makes the right decision. Here in Washington State, you can't just go down and fill out a marriage license and get married right then and there. There's a 3-day waiting period. So I found out on Thursday that they were wanting to get married. So if they went today, Friday, they wouldn't be able. So Friday, if they went and fill out the paperwork today, they would have to wait Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So on Monday they could get married. So I'm hoping that they don't rush and do that. I hope they sit back and heed what I'm saying and take their time and not rush into things. They're way too young, because I'm going to say right now, what I thought was fine and cute and sexy when I was 19, I wouldn't give a second glance at when I was 25. What I thought was sexy, fine, and good looking at 25, I wouldn't give a second glance at when I hit 30. I was like, what the heck was I thinking? I thought that was cute and attractive. Oh my goodness. You know what I'm saying? So, that's why you need to take your time when you're talking about looking for a husband or a wife and stuff, because it's easy to get married. It's very easy to get married. But when things fall apart and it's time to part ways and separate, leaving the marriage and divorcing is extremely hard to do. Getting in is easy, getting out is difficult. It's extremely hard. So, it's not something that should be taken lightly, and I just think my child is too young. I told Christian, you are not mentally emotionally or financially ready to be a husband. You're just not. I mean, you're just not. So, you know, and I just think you need to take your time. You know, you just need to be focused on, you know, starting your military career, and then once you're adjusted to that lifestyle and you are more set where you want to go, then, you know, come back and get Isabella and do what you need to do. But right now, just rushing into this because y'all want to make sure you permanently stay together is not gonna work. So anyway, y'all, I just wanted to come and vent a little bit and tell you what's going on. Give me some advice. What should I do? I mean, he's my only child, and he's just a wonderful person. I mean, Christian has made it so easy to be his mom. I mean, he has exceeded all my expectations, you guys. He graduated at the top of his class. He was valedictorian. He prom king. He was Mr. Congeniality in the Mr. Davis pageant. He would have won it if he had gotten enough donations for the Children's Miracle Network. But he only raised I think they said he raised $769 for the Miracle Network, and the kid that actually won raised over $3,000. So the person who won the Mr. Davis pageant deserved to win. I mean, he really did deserve. He worked his butt out to raise that $3,000 for the Children's Miracle Network. But Christian did win runner-up. He won the Mr. Congeniality in the Mr. Davis pageant, and they presented him with a mountain bike for all of his hard work and putting together the PowerPoint presentations and stuff. Anyway, needless to say, as you can see, I'm very proud of my son. I mean, he got tons of academic excellence awards. He got a scholarship. So yeah, I'm just very proud of him, as you can see. So I mean, he's a very smart kid, and I just need him to stay on the, you know, the straight and narrow, and stay focused, and, you know, do what he needs to do to succeed. Because I mean, I know he's programmed to succeed. He just is. He's just one of those people that things happen for him easily. You know, he says he want to do something, he just does it, and it's just I can't wait to watch his life unfold. You know what I mean? So anyway, y'all, I'm done rambling. Just chime in, let me know what you think. If you got some advice, maybe something I can tell him. If you're in the military and you know how all of that works, and what he can and what he can't do, how to protect his assets, what'll happen, you know, if he gets married, and what the spouse is entitled to. If you got married young and it was a positive or negative experience, and, you know, just give me some advice, something I could possibly try to help him with. If you could help me out, that'd be greatly appreciated. So anyway, thanks for listening to me. I know this video is kind of long. Please let me know what you think. Thumbs up, thumbs down if you don't like the video. Comment, just let me know. I just need some advice here. So anyway, to the next video, y'all. Peace out, love y'all. Bye.